Okay, what we're going to do here is a close-up of the bracket installation. Disassemble the bracket. What you want to do is you want to drop these tabs in between the two upper cords. That keeps it from spinning. What you want to do, the part that has the lock tab, that faces down. You just run this back up through there and tighten it up into the lock nut. Right now what you want to do is you tighten it up a little bit further until it just pops through the lock nut at the end. Okay, after you have these adjusting screws ran in about 1.5 inches, what you want to do is slide this up through the sleeve here around the threaded rod. Put the washer on the bottom and then put the nut on it. After the bracket's on, you just let it hang. Take your new angle iron. This angle iron here is now going to be spaced out and replacing the actual joist angle iron, the upper cord. This will be replacing. Slide it in there. It needs to be slid in between. Make sure the angle iron is placed in between the U-bracket leg and the angle iron clamp. Okay, next step, to install your new decking. This here This decking here is your old decking. It's crushed or rusted. This would be your new decking going underneath. Follows the same pattern. Just stick it up here, slide it in, slide it in to where it butts up to the old angle iron. That holds it into position. At this point, you could raise it up a little bit. Install the opposite side. Draw the bracket up snug now so the vertical legs seat on the new angle iron. After the bracket legs are seated, you can now tighten the angle iron lock clamps. Now that the angle iron is locked into position, you can now draw up the bracket to original deck height or 1.5 inches above the deck height as seen here. Notice how the deck is rising You see the two outer angle iron brackets raising higher than the two original cord brackets. That's the spacing on where your deck is being raised from. Right now you're at about 3/4 of an inch. This bracket here will raise at about 1.5 inches. There are other brackets available. We can get about 3 inches of raise out of it. Those are special order custom made brackets. Right now you can see we're about 1.5 inches higher than the original deck height. Right now we're going to screw in the stabilizer bolts. You screw these all the way up until they bottom out in the original upper cord angle brackets. You don't want to tighten these too tight. You just want to snug them up and tighten them just a little bit, otherwise they'll start bending. This here makes everything tight and stable in one solid piece. You also need to use these stabilizer bolts when you're only using one side of the bracket to stabilize it, so when you're putting pressure up on the one side, it doesn't tilt on you. This concludes the video for roof repair and roof deck raising video. Thank you, and if we could help you with anything, give us a call or give us a shout out on the internet. Thanks.